Howdy folks. Okay, next project up. Since the ICO 950A is a bit of a non-starter at the moment, I'm waiting to see if I can get a transformer. So here's the next one up on the list. This is a Dynatuner FM1 stereo FM tuner. So it's only the tuner, it doesn't have amp or anything else in it. And I think it was originally sold in kit form. There's two versions of it. So this is the original, the FM1. There's also an FM3. But it says, fortunately I got really good documentation this time around, so no excuses. But this one says if your FM1 was purchased with the FM3 multiplex integrator, then use the other manual, the FM3 manual. So fortunately they're both available. And they include a really nice comprehensive circuit diagram, so for once I can't complain about documentation. So let's have a look inside this thing and see what's in there. Okay, looks to be in a pretty reasonable condition. Full complement of valves. This guy over here is the additional module that is purchased separately. I like the ICO. The construction on this looks pretty decent, so shouldn't have to worry too much about that. So it gets 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 valves. So I guess we'll give this guy a clean up and check the valves are okay. All the valve shields are quite badly rusted, so we'll give them a soak and see if we can get rid of a lot of that rust, and then maybe give them a, I don't think I'll get the original tint back, but if necessary we can give them a spray and make them look nice. So these are the the valve shields after they've been derusted and resprayed. When I put them in the solution to remove the rust, took a lot of the plating off as well, so they looked pretty grimy when I took them out. So I gave them an undercoat, a primer coat, and then a coat of chrome paint, and well, for the purposes of what I'm trying to get done, they're fine. So after a general cleanup, before I put all the metal screens back on the valves, I thought I'd give it a quick fire up without the rectifier and just see, do we get filaments lighting up. So I'm hooked into the variac. I'll crank it up. Okay, I have the little indicator light here coming on. Oh, I have a dodgy contact on the bulb socket though. Okay, so that's 50 volts. I see lighting filaments here, and I think here, and the magic eye is lit. Let's crank it up a bit further. So we're up to about 90 volts there. No major current flow problems here. So okay, I can see the filament on this one's lit. Okay, I'd say we're looking good here. Because this device is from a little bit later than I'm used to, almost none of these valves are listed for my valve tester. So we're gonna go forging ahead, and then if we have problems we'll come back and I'll get my other tester out. If we have problems, but okay, so far so good. We'll just get it all the way up to the full 115 to make sure. There we go, 115. So far so good. Okay, so we'll do for that. So, almost all the caps are ceramics, obviously except this big one here, and this one has got 4 electrolytics in it, 4 separates, 240s and 220s from what I can see. And so since everything is looking so good, I thought I might just leave that for now and put the rectifier in and just bring it up really slowly and see if we can reform. If it doesn't look like it's going well, then I'll abandon, but I thought rather than go messing with replacing or stuffing this, see if we can reform it first. So rectifier in, and I've stuck it on the variac and cranked the bolts up nice and slowly over a period of about 15 minutes or so. Get it up to 115, and so far everything looks to be holding out okay. No unusual current consumption, is around the 200 milliamps at the AC side of things, and we have indication on the front here which would suggest that we're in business. If I touch the antenna input, my finger, you can see that we get the stereo comes on full and the magic eye joins up. So that would suggest the RF piece is working at least. So I need to rig up an amp so I can feed it into something and connect up to some speakers. Okay, so I think we're largely done with this one. I brought it up very slowly on the variac. Everything seemed to go okay, so I just temporarily hooked it up to a little amp just to see how it goes. There is hum, which I think means I may have to redo that filter cap, but I don't have a proper dipole or anything connected up, but at least it works. You can hear, I don't know if you can hear, there's a hum.
Musica straniera dopo 3 brani di musica italiana che ci avete richiesto voi. Simply Red, Stay.
Les reprises, quand vous êtes dans des pays anglo-saxons, spécialement en Angleterre, vous serez prochainement?
Au début, oui. Au début, en fait, il y a même des gens qui venaient me voir et pensaient que c'était Nouvelle Vague, en fait. Pourquoi vous faites plus de reprises, en fait, en Nouvelle Vague?
So, just cosmetic stuff and just get rid of that hum. And we're done.
Maintenant, je fais plus de reprises. Avant,
Okay, it looks like I'm going to have to redo this electrolytic because it's quite warm. It's been running for about an hour or so, and the hum is quite noticeable.
Oui, enfin, c'est marrant parce que c'est l'équipe, je crois, notre influence. Oui, finalement, la vraie influence seconde, c'est plutôt l'instrument. Bien sûr, écouter parce que c'est mon école.
So I'll see if I can find a replacement. Not sure I will though. It's got 4 caps in it, 240 microfarads and 220s. But we'll see. Otherwise, we'll do the usual stuffing routine. So while I'm waiting for some spare parts to replace this electrolytic, I thought I'd get the baby valve EMC valve tester out and just check all the valves, because my my Centrod tester is from an earlier era, and most of these little miniature valves are not in it. So this is a later device. So I basically have 2 valves with very weak emissions. So there's a 6PL8 here, 12AX7 here. Both with very weak emissions. The rest are all pretty much okay. So we'll see about getting replacements for these guys. As it doesn't seem to immediately affect the operation, but we want it to be as good as it can be, so we'll get some replacements for those.